Hello and welcome to Lesson 3 of Kindergarten Trimester 1. And really, Lesson 3 could potentially be a part of Lesson 2. Matter of fact, if you look at our flow chart, it goes from 1 to 2, 2 is here, and then it jumps to 5, because really 3 and 4 could both be a part of Lesson 2. What the authors of this lesson did is instead of making Lesson 2 really, really long, they kind of broke it up in case you need to give the students a few more prompts to get towards a question that you could test and you could really do a quality investigation with. So what we have here is you just could put out some materials and you could say, okay, boys and girls, here are the materials that we have. We have a cup of soil, we have a cup of sand, and we have a cup of water. And if you remember back to our big idea, we're trying to figure out if the sun changes the temperature of objects. So you would just ask them to think of questions we could investigate using these materials, and hopefully you could somewhat nudge them toward the idea of what happens when we put the soil in the sun and the soil in the shade. And it could be, you could do just soil. I would even suggest trying to do all of these materials, so you could have 6 bowls, a bowl of soil, or 2 bowls of soil, 1 in the sun, 1 in the shade, 2 bowls of sand, 1 in the sun and the shade, and 2 bowls of water, 1 in the sun and the shade. And you could leave them for a while, and then they could come out and they could feel these. You would probably want to have multiple trials of this, because if you just did 6 and you had all your kids feel these, because at the end this is a descriptive experiment, and they're just gonna, you're not gonna really measure with temperature or anything. They're just gonna touch it and they're gonna see if it feels warm or cool. So if all of the students are touching them, once you get towards the end, even that sand or soil that is sitting in the shade will probably warm up from the heat transfer from their hands. So I would maybe have multiple groups doing this, so you might need a number of cups or bowls to put in the sun and the shade. So yeah, so this is just an additional one that you might include that could also be a part of Lesson 2.